All right, folks,
Love it.
we're live, and this is the Commish, and I've got AB back in the studio, year number 2 in this Run Your Poll, college football poll. I'm working off a laptop, AB's remote, and we are live here. In my hand is my cell phone. I'm looking at the leaderboard. And AB, tell me what you think so far about who's at the top, who's at the bottom. Any thoughts on this after 2 weeks?
I'm gonna tell you a couple thoughts I got here. Eric G and Kurth Ping Pong, absolute dogs. Picking 19 correct wins. I mean, I was talking with you a little bit earlier. I understand they're from the blue state of Maryland and all that,
That's
but
true. Yep.
these two guys, I know for a fact, dogs. They know what they're doing. Absolutely. As far as the bottom of the leaderboard goes, I'm kind of down there. As far as both my brothers, they're kind of down there, but it's early in the season, so we won't get into it. But I'm gonna tell you what, a couple of my favorite people on here, Eric G, Kurth, dogs, and I'm gonna tell you what, my guy here from last year, RH,
Defending champ.
22nd.
Yep.
RH, listen, he won last year, if I'm not mistaken. I understand you got 15 right now, but that's not far behind. RH, dog.
Yeah,
Dog.
RH is
So,
he's impressive. He hails from Northern Virginia, and
mm,
he is very tactical in his approach. He does his homework. If you know, he's one of those guys that he doesn't get his picks in early in the week. He's one of those Friday pick guys, Saturday morning pick guys. So he
yeah,
watches
that's
he watches the lines and he watches move. And as you know, in this pool, the lines come out on Tuesday and they
mm,
don't change for the purpose of our
I do
poll.
know. I
Right.
do know.
So, yeah, so this is great. We've got 50 guys. Last year we had 30, so we're up a lot. And each week, if you win a week, you win your 25 back. And let's talk about the week so far because both of the weeks we've had, it's come down to the points. So it's very important to not just throw down any point number when you're saying, this probably won't matter. Well, both weeks it's mattered. This past week, yeah, this past week, I think we had 7 guys tied with 10 wins, and it
Mm,
came down to the points. And Slacker, who's out of Los Angeles, he picked up the win. So,
LA guy. Okay.
yep,
Okay.
yep,
Yeah, no, the points definitely matter.
they
WN. I
sure
mean,
do.
they sure do, especially when there's 50 people, riding in the same pool. The points matter. So yeah, definitely. I mean, I know that I research heavily on whichever game is, hey, what are the points odds on it? I know what it's going to be, and I smartly choose what I think it's going to be.
Yeah, well, you and I live for Saturdays. We love this stuff. It
Mm-hmm.
gives us something to look forward to. We went from 12 games last year on the slate to 14 games this year. So it allows me as the commish to have one less phone call coming at me about why didn't you put this game on? Speaking about that,
Oh
there's a
yeah.
gu- there's a guy that likes a team called Clemson. There's only one. One out of the 50 guys on this slate likes Clemson. I threw them on the schedule this week. They play Florida Atlantic. What do you think about Clemson?
So I think Clemson, excuse my language again, dog shit. Same as the only guy on here that wants them to win. Um, dog shit. His name's David Tripp. I think he's Pat HOA or for Hall of Fame.
He is.
Pat Hall of Fame Perry.
Yep.
And I think he's got another one on there. I don't know what it is yet, but I don't like that guy,
He's trouble. He's trouble. And you know what? He's awfully quiet because what happened when they played Duke in week 1?
they got the shit kicked in.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna be that guy up until halftime. Charleston something or other
Yes.
was giving them a run,
Yeah.
until they finally snapped out of it in the second half and beat them by whatever. But again, David Tripp, Pat Hall of Fame Perry, and whatever other second thing he's got, you know that guy's not gonna win a week. Let's be honest.
Here's the deal with that guy, AB. He wore me out every week last year when Clemson didn't make the schedule,
Mm,
and he
sounds like Trip.
he didn't like what I granted. I granted you a request, and your request was to hold Clemson off the docket in week
Yeah,
one against Duke, and I did. And guess what? He's probably glad I did
he's
because
probably glad. Yeah, he probably is glad.
right. So let's talk about another game. If you look behind me, that stadium here in Oklahoma is going to be empty.
Oh yeah.
It's not usual that OU goes on the road to play at Tulsa,
Yep.
but they are. It's a 27.5 point spread. I'm not liking it. I'm liking Tulsa to cover the 27.5. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I just OU was 6-7 last year. They played Arkansas State. They won 73-0. That's like playing a high school team. They came back last week. The spread was 16.5. They won by 17 over SMU. Um, okay, they're 2-0, but to get 28 points on the road, I like Tulsa.
I hope this. Okay, can't see it, but Tulsa's in yellow in mine
Yep.
also.
Yep.
Um, I mean, Oklahoma's, they're a good football team, but Tulsa's one of them teams that they kind of just cover everything. They may only win 2 games a year, 4 games a year, whatever it is, but every game they lose, they're gonna make sure that hey, we're not exactly trash, but they're gonna lose this by probably 3 touchdowns, something or other,
Yeah, and think about this. Think about how many kids are on that Tulsa roster that wanted to be on the OU roster, and they got
Yeah, a lot of they're
right.
dogs.
They
They
got
wanna,
snubbed.
yeah, they wanna go up in they're at home because they're in the Big 12 now, but Tulsa, I'm tell you what, they don't want OU coming to the house, and they're not happy about it, and they're gonna play their best game. And I agree with
Right.
you.
The Golden
They'll cover
Hurricane.
28.
Yeah, now here's the deal. They went out to they played on the road last week. They played at number 8 Washington,
They
and
did.
they had trouble with them, but that was a warm-up game. So if you just came off of number 8, now you're going to play number 19, I think they're probably going to be more ready than OU thinks. So,
I agree with you. I full transparency. I don't give a shit what the number says next to that team.
yeah.
Um, that's just me. A lot of people take that into consideration. I do not. Um, but
Yeah.
Tulsa, I've seen them be a bunch of dogs in the last couple of years, and you know what? I'm taking them. I know you are. We'll
Yep.
see what happens. We'll see. Oh, you may win 68-0. They
Yep.
may.
Yep.
Tulsa may lose by 7 points late. You never know.
Hey, it's a coin flip. Speaking about coin flip, one of the entries in this poll, he calls himself coin flip.
He's a dog. I've seen him last year. I know him.
Yeah, he's another Maryland guy. And we got a lot of Maryland guys, Florida guys. We got guys all over the country in this pool. So this, to me, this is the toughest week in the pool yet. If you look at those spreads, I mean, we got big
I'm
numbers,
looking at him.
20, 22.5, 23.5, 28, 20, 27, 31. There's some big numbers this week. And when you got those big numbers, I mean, how do you even pick them?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna tell you which one. I'm gonna tell everybody which one to take, and people, I think they get locked up on the SEC and this and that. Arkansas is a horrendous football team. I got BYU. I can't name one player on either team. BYU's in yellow on my squad. I don't give a shit if they're away or not. Arkansas is not a good football team, and I know that for a fact. They may cover. I don't know.
Yep.
Who knows? That's why
Yep.
they play the game. I got BYU because
That's
BYU, there's one thing I know about, I don't know if they're Amish or whatever, Mennonite, whatever they are.
Mormon. Yeah.
Mormon, yeah, it doesn't matter. Bunch of dogs. They're they're
Yeah.
gonna they're gonna give a shit about
Those
the game.
we got dogs and hogs then, if you look at it that way. Dogs and hogs.
Yeah, that's a good point. Good point.
So
But Arkansas, I don't care what conference they're in.
yeah, they're not ranked and they're I don't know about that.
I don't know. I don't like them. I mean, they may
So
win again. They may win by 80. I don't know,
yep.
but I'm telling you right now, I don't like Arkansas.
So how about this one? South Carolina went up against North Carolina in week 1, and now they're coming back and they're playing the number 1 team in the country. They're playing Georgia, and they're playing at Georgia. So South Carolina and Columbia is not too far from Athens.
Mm,
They're going to make the bus ride over there. They're a 27.5-point dog on the road. Georgia's got to win by 28. I'm drinking the Georgia Kool-Aid. I like Georgia to cover that 28 line against those Gamecocks on the road.
I'm looking at the yellow that I have, and I have the same thing as you.
Yep.
So I got Georgia covering 20, 27 and a half, 28.
Yep. And here's
South
another.
Carolina,
Yep. Yep.
they're
And here's
just,
here's here's the game I really want to talk about. Let's talk about the feature game. And what I mean by that is that it's the last game on the slate. It's the
you
14th
tell me.
game of 14.
Oh yeah,
It's Coach Prime. And
Coach.
I've been drinking the Coach Prime Kool-Aid every week. I've been picking Colorado, picking them to cover. They've played 2 weeks. They covered both weeks. I like them to cover the 22.5 against Colorado State, even though it's an in-state rivalry. Same scenario. Colorado State's got guys that were snubbed by Colorado. They probably got guys on the team that Dion came in there and kicked off campus in Boulder, and they went across the street and put a Rams uniform on, and now they're coming back to play them.
I'm a true believer. So in yellow again, full transparency. I wish you could see my phone, but I have Colorado in yellow as well. I think Colorado State is not a good football team. Number one. Number two, I reside currently in the Fort Myers, Florida area, and that is where Coach Prime grew up. You know, he went to high
That's
school
right.
15 minutes from my house here.
That's right.
He's an absolute dog, and there's no doubt about it. I have Colorado covering, especially after Colorado State come out talking shit their head coach,
That's
I
right.
don't think that's as a Colts fan, that's something Tony Dungy never did ever.
Yep.
I think I don't know I can't name a person on Colorado State, but I'm gonna tell you what, game day, the hype, all of that going into Boulder, Colorado at home, I got them covering the 22 and a half. I do.
Yeah,
I
and
think
with those in-state rivalry games, I mean, it's anybody's game. Kind of like when Florida plays
it
Miami,
is.
Miami plays Florida State, and
Yep.
all that. Throw them out the window. It's anybody's
Yeah,
game.
it is. It is. And you're 100% right. Colorado State, just same as the game we were talking about before. They may come out, mess around and win. As far as the what I have seen, give me Coach Prime this week covering 22 points.
Yeah, yeah, I like it. I'm a big fan of Coach Prime. Like what he's laying down. Now back to the leaderboard. When you look at this thing, you got the most wins after 2 weeks, and that's 28 games. Out of 28 games, Eric G and Kurt Pasali's Ping Pong All Stars won 19 out
Hmm.
of 28. That's the best in the business. They're in first, and the range is all the way down to Big Tommy in last place at the moment. He won 10 out of 28. So Tommy's got some work to do, but there's a lot of guys all over the board here. And from one week to the next, you never know what can happen. You can go
No,
from 4 wins one week to 11 wins the following week. So that's what is so great about this pool. Even if you go down to the last week and you're in last place, you can win the week and win your money back.
that's it. Yeah, no.
So
You gotta get the picks in because you just never
correct.
know if you're gonna win or not. You never know if you're gonna win or not. I mean, it could be your week. And listen, my man down there, Big Tommy, I know you're a great guy. You're only 9 back. It's been 1 week, you're only 9 back. If you have a hot couple weeks in a row, you're right there. Because
Absolutely.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Eric G, Kurth, dogs picking the first 2 weeks. Something could happen. They could have a 3-4 win week. All of a sudden, they're in the middle of the pack, and there goes Big Tommy with, you know, 2 10 weeks, 10-win weeks in a row. All of a sudden, he's up at the top. So
That's right.
just make sure you don't miss your picks.
Hey, I'm glad you brought that up because that's one of those things where I don't want to see anybody miss any picks because you
Don't
don't
miss
get
picks.
there's no automatic the machine will not automatically pick your games.
I
So
wish it. Yeah, I wish it would, but you need to be responsible and pick your team.
right. And here's the way I do it. You pick the teams, you pick your games early in the week, and
Yep,
you have all week to change those picks, but at least you
that's right.
pick in.
And we have such a great commish that pretty much every single game's on Saturday. So I go in on Tuesday, I pick every single away team, and then on Saturday I start looking at, okay, let's see what's
Right.
going on.
Yep.
But I'm never gonna miss a pick
Yeah.
because yeah, we have that time and
Yeah. And the
you are
last
allowed to
Yeah, the
change it.
last thing I'll say, AB, is this is how I do the schedule. I think about where do we have guys? We got guys in the pool that are all over the country, probably
Oh
all
yeah.
four different time zones. So you can watch games on the East Coast starting at noon. For example, this week the East Coast start is noon, and the last game is 10 o'clock Eastern. And that's in Boulder with Dion. So
Oh yeah.
you get football from 12 noon till 1 in the morning. If you want to watch them all, watch them all. If you're not around during the day, you got the late game. So it works out great.
I love it. I love
Good,
it.
good
No, you're
stuff. Well,
100% right.
let's,
Let me before
yeah,
we
what you
cut
got?
out. I got to talk about two games,
Do it.
and I know we talked a little bit about one of them, but I'm gonna bring the other one up.
Yep.
Texas and Wyoming.
I
As
did you,
as you know, you have put Wyoming on the slate. I think every week since I've been a part of this pool. I'm never picking against Wyoming. I mean, if your stadium is 8,000 feet in the air and there's nothing but a bunch of horses and I don't you're baling hay 12 months out of the year,
you're
I'm
tough.
picking you to cover every single time.
You're tough.
That's simply it. I understand Texas went into Bama and beat them,
Yep.
all that kind of. Wyoming's different. It's a different breed of human beings. So we'll see. I have them. Wyoming is in yellow for me. I'm not gonna say anything. Wyoming's in yellow for me, and they will never not be.
Yeah. But
The
you're
other
right.
game,
I even had a guy in the pool say, "Why do you put Wyoming down there every week?" He
because they're a
goes,
bunch of dogs.
"Yeah." He goes, "I don't know anything about them." I said, "Well, that's why I put them down there." I said, "I try to pick variety of games. We got the Mountain West. We got the
Oh yeah.
Pac-12. I
So
think,
so let me tell you something. So my brother Andy, UCF Big 12 win to the championship, whatever his name is.
yep,
He had basically a perfect pool last week. He picked James Madison to cover again. Every single person on the pool had Virginia to beat or to cover, I should say, against James Madison.
yeah."
My poor brother picked James Madison because he knows these kind of things. So I'm about 100% certain my brother Andy has Wyoming covering. I can't prove that, I don't know, but
Yep.
it's that kind of stuff there that, I understand he was the only one who had James Madison covering against Virginia, I believe it was last week.
Okay.
They should have done it. They didn't. Everybody won because we're all a bunch of squares. And my brother Andy, you know, he got screwed, but I think they missed it by about a point and a half or 2 points, if I'm not mistaken.
So that's good stuff. So I haven't met Andy yet. I've never met Franco, your other brother. Are they enjoying the
hmm
pool as far as you know after 2 weeks?
They are, yeah. My brother, yeah, both of them text me and they're like, "Hey, picks are in, this and that." So they love it.
Good
Anytime
stuff.
we're picking, especially college. So, just to give you some background, I don't want to bore everybody, but both of them went to the University of Central Florida. They'll kill me if I said that. So UCF
Okay.
is the real name, and they're part of the Big 12 now. And as
Yes.
we know, there's two teams that are very well known in the Big 12. That's Texas, it's Oklahoma, and they want to make sure that they know that everybody knows that UCF is their football team,
They
and
have arrived. Yes, they have, and they'll play
they've
at
arrived.
OU. Yes. So they got a Big 12 schedule, and they're there to stay. OU and Texas are not there to stay, as you know. So next year they'll
Nope,
be
they're
the
leaving
top.
next year to the SEC. Yep, good for them.
Yep.
But as far as UCF, good for them as well. Hopefully they do well. I don't give a shit either way. I really want to talk about David Tripp this morning texting me, bothering my morning, talking about Clemson FAU, as if Clemson being 23-point favorites at home against FAU isn't embarrassing enough. He's trying to bet me for that game. Um,
He's a desperate man, AB. He's a
he's
desperate
he's a
man.
desperate guy.
Yeah.
If you're 23, I'm gonna tell you who wouldn't be 23-point favorites against FAU. it'd be Oklahoma, UCF, Texas. They'd be minimum 35-point favorites against Florida Atlantic. Clemson, 23-point favorites. Vegas is telling you guys are shit. And I agree with them. You know, you guys suck at baseball. Y'all suck at soccer. You suck at football. Fuck Clemson.
Yeah,
Excuse my
yes.
language again.
Well, you know what? To everyone else who's watching, this guy Trip, there's a guy named Trip in the pool, and he gives Alex an unbelievably hard time each and every day. And this is AB's chance to just throw something back at the Clemson kid, and he's doing it, and I have no problem with it.
Yep. Yep. I mean, I would have done nothing had, Mr. Tripp there not done anything last year, but considering that he has, you know, it is what it is.
It is what it is. We're gonna have to tolerate him all season. Let's just hope he doesn't get in the win column. Now he does have a brother named Chico that's in the pool with the
That's a
injury.
cool guy. If
Yes,
I were to, I don't
yeah,
mean to interrupt you. David Tripp's brother, way cooler than David.
yeah. He's a
That's
guy
all I
you
got to
want to.
say. I'm
Yeah,
done.
you want to
Chico,
surround
way
yourself.
cooler than David.
You want to surround yourself with Chicos and not Pat HOF Perry's.
Yeah.
So,
hmm
folks,
If you're,
that'll do it. AB, thanks for joining me in the booth here. This is everybody's sneak peek at week 3 coming up, and it is Thursday night, and we're real close. We're with less than 48 hours away from kicking it off, so can't wait.
hmm All right, I'm excited about it. I'm gonna be watching because of this situation here. So we'll see. I mean, I picked some games. I threw a lot of shit out there that I sounded really confident on, but we'll see
Yes,
how it
yes.
ends up.
Yes, we will. So keep it. So last thing I'll say is some people like the app on the phone. I love the app. You click on the app, you click on leaderboard, and it's awesome. Now, if you want to use your laptop, you can do that. There are a few. One thing you can't see on the app, there's a message board that I use on the full console website. If you use the app, you don't get the message board, but you get everything else. So I'm glad everybody enjoys it. I like running it. So
Everybody loves it.
until we talk again, good luck this weekend, AB.
Good luck this weekend. Let's do this more often.
Sounds good.
I
Talk
love
soon.
doing it.
All
All
right.
right, talk soon.
See you.